Hello, everybody. We are just finishing up over on the other side, and we're about to roll it on in. We're about to come on in the room from the premiere. I hope everyone's had a fabulous, fabulous Sunday. I hope you guys have had an amazing Sunday. This is going to be a good conversation. So we got to keep ourselves moving. So we're about to get started. I'm just waiting on that to be over. And we're going to wrap up our Sunday without. Now I'm sitting here sitting. I should be standing. I should be standing. I should be standing. I hope everybody's having a good day, though. It's been an interesting weekend, I will tell you that. Interesting. All right, guys, we're going to get ready to play the intro here, and we're going to get started. So hang tight. The risers. Yes, no, they're not. Here, Stefan, I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. All right, so if you want to click that link, then you'll be able to get backstage. Okay, that's gone. Okay, good. We're doing good. We're doing really well. I'm going to need a producer soon. I'm going to need a producer. All right, let me go on, and we're going to play the intro. Thanks so much. All right, guys, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you. I'm going to bring, okay, Stefan is still we're getting Stefan's video going. So we're going to give him just a second. I do have, though, Johnny on the spot. Okay, he's going to come back. I do have, hey, Queen, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I am well. So we're going to start a
Am I clear
conversation
on
with
your
Stefan
end?
really quick. Can you not hear me?
No, I'm saying, am I clear on your end?
Yep, you're clear. We're going to actually give Stefan just a second to get himself, and then he and I are going to talk for a minute. But what were your thoughts about that conversation that we were just having? I think that's pretty amazing.
You know what? I want to say, first of all, thank you for having me on your platform again. And Dr. Stefan had a wonderful message. I did catch it on a tail end, but just from what I heard, I was amped up. I'm excited. He did drop a link for the video, and you're going to have it in the description. So we
Yep.
want to make sure everybody definitely gets that, but it will sit less. And it made sense to me because, when you think about sitting down, you think about your back, you think about your posture, you think about so many things. And it really hit me. I really was able to connect with this message.
Absolutely. Stephanie, can you hear me? Are you good over there on your end? He's in my green room.
Oh, okay.
I'm really gonna need to hire a producer. I'm not lying. I just want to make sure that Stefan's okay. Let me make sure. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I have
Are
had
you
all kinds of stuff.
ready?
While he's okay, he looks like he's good. Hopefully he can see me. I think he's good. Okay, awesome. We're gonna bring him up. Hello there, sir. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. I was so
Good,
excited.
good. Everyone's really loving that conversation we had. We've got quite a few people in the house. Spirit 1111 is in the house. Shakima's in the house. Shiny's in the house. Leanne is in the house. AT2 is in the house. So hopefully what we're going to be able to, I'm looking for a couple more of the mods. So we're going to start dropping people's links in the chat. So as you guys are coming in the room, we do have Stefan here with us after that really, really insightful and enjoyable podcast interview. I have to thank you again so much. And we're definitely going to be sure that we've got all the links that we need. I'll see if I can grab that out of the chat while we're talking. But yeah, so I actually had Queen Tulsa, she's another content creator, up with us. And I think this is probably a great time we can like talk a little bit more about like the importance of not sitting so much. And I've been a bad girl this whole entire weekend. We just did a workshop, a 3-day workshop. And so I've sat so much and I can actually tell the difference. Like, and I got like a tall chair now. From the last time you saw me, I got like a tall like drafter's chair, but it's still like not like, I guess I'm more aware of it, you know?
Is it your low back?
Yeah.
So, a little trick for you, super simple, super easy. Get a small pillow, like a throw pillow or something like that, little, almost like a cushion.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit on it about 2/3 of your behind on it, a half to 2/3. So, not all the way, not like a normal cushion, but a little bit slightly forward. What that's
Oh.
going to do is that's going to kind of position your pelvis a little forward and give you a little more support. Now, you can't just do that and that's it. You never have to stand up ever again, but it'll give you a little bit of a different support. So if you have to sit for those workshops, at times you can give yourself kind of a different posture and support it differently. And you don't have to use the backrest. So it's not putting it behind your back, it's actually sitting on it. So you can do this in the car or wherever else without having to sit all the way back.
Oh. Well, hey, now we just got some more information.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. Hello, Dawn Nicole in the house. Hello, Emerge. Shalay Hadessa. Hello, darling. So, yep, Shakima says, ooh, nice tip. Fabulous.
Yes.
So, what we typically do, we'll be kind. What we typically do during our live after shows here is it gives us a little bit more of an opportunity just to kind of continue the conversation and also take any questions, from the chat about the topic of discussion tonight. So I love to move. I love that concept. So for those that maybe didn't get at the very beginning of the podcast, before they go watch the replay, do you want to explain a little bit about Love to Move?
Sure. So Love to Move is a company that I started. It was sort of this child that was born from getting a diagnosis of becoming legally blind and getting COVID at the same time. So just going through all those struggles. But I just wanted to make sure that I helped as many people as I could. And so what Love to Move is doing is going into offices or interacting with people that are working remote and helping them change their habits and then the team culture so that they're not sitting quite as much. So it's not really going in and saying, let's exercise more.
Right.
It's what are the other ways that we can do it? Because I think we've been hit over the head with the exercise more club a few too many times now.
Yes, I agree. We actually have another. I don't normally get this much. I'm so glad I'm getting this much people that want to come and talk. Hello, Shalay. How are you, love?
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
It's just like we said, the energy is awesome. And like the other young lady, I just caught the tail end. Well, I don't know how long you guys have been going, but I just got a little bit and I was like, how innovative. This is it's long overdue, but hey, things show up when they need to show up. You're here now, so we're grateful for you. We need you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it also builds community in the workplace. In the workplace, whether you're at a church gathering or wherever, we can get more of a sense for others, how they get down. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that there's more to life than just the outside stuff, the work stuff. No, we take care of each other from the inside, and we take care of one another from the inside. I love. I'm sorry. I'm on,
Absolutely
like the young
no.
lady said, I'm on fire. I am so amped up. I attended the lift off workshop, baby. That, for
we'll
another show, another time,
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
another
That's
time.
why I was
Period.
sitting so long. Queen, are you back yet? Because I see your. Okay, she's gonna come back. Can you, Stefan? Can you help us out a little bit? So there's a number of content creators in the audience, and so we as content creators sit on our duff a lot, a lot. What are some tips for us as do you think that maybe that might help some of us not sit so much, or how do you think we can maybe integrate movement into our content creation?
It's a really good question. I'm going to give you 2 tips. One that has to do with the things that I'm talking about as far as movement, and 2 has to do with content creation and rethinking how you do content creation. So most of the time we have some sort of a structure to how we do content creation. If it's an Instagram post, we take a picture or we do something on Canva. There's usually some kind of a structure. We put it into the planner, we do hashtags, whatever it may be. A lot of that can sometimes be done on your phone. So you could be standing up or leaning or maybe going on a walk. That can be a little bit harder. Or you can know that this specific piece, maybe I'm going to do a couple of Instagram posts that I know I need to create. Let me take my laptop. I'm going to put it on my kitchen counter. I'm going to stand for just those 10 minutes for those specific 3 posts, and then I'm going to sit down. So finding little things like that where it's just that task, and I'm going to do it in standing. And from now on, you do that one little task in standing and kind of building up from there. But the other piece for content creation is more and more we're seeing in the world that personal brand is really becoming bigger. As much as we want to be a business, it's now coming down to what is our personal brand.
Yeah.
And so we need to bring a lot of times people into the business, into our own lives to some degree. That means you have to go outside and take pictures and document your life. So it's not just, your life is not sitting behind the computer. It is seemingly the vast majority of our lives sometimes as we're sitting there at the front of the screen.
Yeah.
But realize that your content could just be going outside and taking a picture of a beautiful day and just reminding people about that community, that energy around all of it. It's bringing them along on, maybe you go to the fair with your family. Great. There are things there that you can find to use as content that are relevant to any business that you might be doing.
Yeah.
And that's still movement. So you can use those outings as content.
Yes. Yeah. I love
Speaking of
that.
the
I love that
outing,
idea. We got a couple questions here. And then I'm gonna bounce it back to Queen Tulsa. Do the exercise balls help? Is Dawn Nicole's question.
Great question. So I get this one quite a bit. The exercise balls, they make your core work, and you have to work more as you're sitting on them. The issue is we're not used to having all those muscles work for 8, 9, 10, 13 hours a day as we're sitting. So initially they're good, but your body's just going to get tired out and you're going to scrunch down into that forward posture. So it's going to be better for you to use a chair with a backrest. And if you want to use a ball for 20, 30 minutes to kind of get that little core work in and then switch it back out for the chair, that would be the best way. But don't completely replace your chairs with exercise balls. That doesn't quite work.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. So we're saying makes sense. Great. So Spirit 1111. My company gave me a stand-up desk after she blew out her knee. I'm to move, not sit for long. Great advice. I'm so glad that your company did that, because that doesn't always happen. Like, it takes an act of God sometimes. I mean,
it's true. There are very few companies that actually have given out money to their employees, and a lot of times people don't know what to spend their money on, and so they might just get a chair or a monitor. Some people get standing desks, but that's rare.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we have exercise balls with a chair with an exercise ball with the back attached.
So that can be somewhat useful, but at a certain point, so the purpose of the exercise ball is it kind of throws you off. It throws you off balance, and now your core, which is meant to stabilize you, is now having to work to kind of make sure you're not leaning side to side.
Yeah.
If you really lean back and you really use that backrest, you're kind of negating the whole purpose of the ball, and now it's just a strange cushion. So with the backrest, that they're just trying to solve the problem that I was talking about before, where people are trying to replace it and it doesn't work. You might as well just get a really nice, good chair and then have one of those exercise balls from Walmart or something like that that's really cheap, and just use it for 20, 30 minutes and exchange those out. You're going to be way better off. But good question.
Awesome. Awesome. Queen Tulsa, did you have a question for
Oh
Stefan you
no,
wanted
I
to
was
ask?
just gonna say, just as far as like I just heard like, using content and like going out. Well, I went out last night and I did a night out with Queen Tulsa. I went to an elegant venue, and the atmosphere was great, and it just shows social. You know, there was conversation. Going. I had a cocktail, and it's like relax, and you can still enjoy yourself, and you can still dress up and be nice, and get out, every once in a while. You don't have to get out every weekend, but getting out every once in a while. And if you don't want to get out, if you can't get out, then it's good to see somebody else getting out, enjoying themselves, being interactive, being social, because it does something to people. That's why they watch. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought I'd chime in on that.
Well, and that's cool. Like, I mean, getting out and, pre-COVID, I used to get out and go to the blues club and whatnot. And, we'd go dancing or whatever at least a couple of times a week, or I should say a
Yeah.
couple of times, not that often once I started doing YouTube too much. But anyway, there's no reason why I can't take everybody with me, right?
Yes.
And go and move. Like, dancing is a great movement, great exercise, and just a great fun way to move.
And
To
then not only that,
piggyback off of
oh,
that, I
Go
love
ahead.
dancing because in the mornings when it's very cold and I don't want to go for my morning walk, I dance. It's a great way to do it. It's a great way to wake up. Your day is going to start so much better with it all. You just have
yes.
to have those right songs that you can't not dance to. You immediately, even in your slumbering state, as you're brushing your teeth, you start just little
Yeah.
side step, little wiggle. But that's my. I love dance. Dance is absolutely wonderful.
I love that, and
I
it's
want
good
to
for your
piggyback
sacral
off of
chakra
that.
too. Go ahead.
And speaking of wiggle, I can totally agree. You get that song on, and it's a good morning. It's like Zumba. You have your own aerobics going, and
Absolutely.
that's really where I find my joy and my peace. And heck, I might just throw on my rollerblades and go rollerblading just in the driveway. Get that
Yeah.
speed going. Get
Yep.
around that corner. You know.
Awesome. Awesome. Shlate, what do you get a chance to stand and move around? Are you working from home? What are you doing these days?
Yes, I'm just at home. I'm usually always at home. I have fibromyalgia. So that's a whole
Oh,
nother different, yeah. So when I heard, like I said, the tail end part, I did hear the part where you said to stand up. So when I called, I was automatically, I'm standing now. Just
yes.
moving my legs, yeah. Because like I said, with the fibro, not to go too deep into it, it paralyzes our bodies. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you have to move, but it hurts to move. But
Mm.
something simple like you said, just stand up with the computer. These are just such awesome tips.
I'm glad. Just for everybody else who might not necessarily know, a very quick thing about fibro. It's because it applies to many other ways of why we need to make it individualized. Effectively, with fibro, if you have a pain impulse that goes up to your brain, the brain basically usually will go, okay, that's pain, and then it says, understand that. You can turn that off. I got it. And that's what normally happens. With fibro, that pain is increased, and the brain goes, no, don't turn it off. It's just going to stay there. So it's
Mm.
very much mismatched for what it might be, and that really affects how much exercising you can do, how much standing you may be able to do, and each day is different. There are plenty of other autoimmune diseases and other things that can affect us that way, and that's where I'm saying I'm so happy that you stood up, but you know better than I at this point. Some days you're gonna have to take it a little less. Some days you can push a little bit more, but that's up to you. So for you, maybe it's 30 minutes of standing where somebody else might stand for 2 hours or 10 minutes. It just depends.
Hmm. Can I ask you a question? With I guess I I knew in the back of my head that fibro was an autoimmune disease. What? I guess how do I want to ask this question? I know that if we can, get like the gut health in order. Please don't turn my computer off. Gemini is like on top of my tower. And she like for like 3 weeks straight, when she jumped on my tower, I swear she specifically put her paw right there on the power button. I swear she did. She's jumped down now. I think we're okay for a minute. But how can standing or how can like movement, how does that affect or have or make it worse our gut health? And because that's where like autoimmune, like the immune system, right, isn't it like 80% or something resides in your gut?
Yeah, a large part of it. Before I get my foot too much in my mouth, I might have misspoken it. Fibromyalgia is not an autoimmune disease necessarily.
Okay,
I was just saying that there are other kind of systemic diseases that are more autoimmune.
I apologize.
Yeah,
I misheard you.
That's fine. I just didn't want people to get misinformed about that piece.
Thank you. Yeah, no medical misinformation, YouTube. We're not doing that.
Period.
But I think one of the biggest ways, because you talk about the gut and we talk about digestion, first of all, just movement and kind of skeletal muscle and us going side to side, that just helps digestion and helping everything move through our digestive tract.
Mhm.
Then the other piece is when we sit, we want to pretend we sit in this fantastic regal posture as the kings and queens we are on our thrones at our desks, but we're all trimped just in these C shapes. And that's all squished together of all of our guts and everything, on the small and large tract, they're all scrunched. So it's not even, yes, standing up is going to make you a little bit more open, and that's going to give that more space to move.
Mhm.
But even just sitting up straighter is going to have an impact on that. And then walking is going to have that further impact of just getting everything else moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome. We're having some good conversation in the chat too. Spirit 1111 says she tries to get outside to walk at lunch. When I was in the office, I used to do that. I don't do it now that I'm at home. I'm a bad girl. Tulsa Queen. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I
Can you
wanted
hear
to
me?
ask Doctor.
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. So Doctor, did you notice your sleep habit or your sleep gotten better once you started standing, rather than like compared to like when you were sitting? Like, how much better did it get, and like how did you feel? How was it
It's a
beneficial?
really good question. And what I will say is, I also do a lot of movement on top of this. So I usually wake up, there's a walk in the morning and there's a walk in the evening. And that I have a separate pair of shoes that I put on in the evening that tells me work is over. You go for a walk. It's this mental kind of clear of it. So that's just to say, yes, I do the standing, but I also have plenty of other kind of movement throughout it. The more and more I stand, when I have many Zoom calls throughout the day, for example, and I stand for all of my Zoom calls, I know that I sleep better. I'm fatigued in that good way. I get into bed and my mind isn't racing. My body just goes, thank you. I'm ready to fall asleep. And this isn't happening at 11 or midnight. It's 9, 10. The sun's gone down and I'm ready to sleep. And then I seem to now, as I do more standing and moving, I'm waking up at 5 or 6 without an alarm. My body's just ready and ready to wake up and go. And excited for the day. So I've definitely noticed that in terms of my sleep. If I've really done a lot, if I've done a workout on top of all the standing, nothing's going to wake me. I'm just too exhausted for that.
And that's what you call good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's be correct.
It is. No, that is good
Okay.
sleep. That's very, very good sleep. That's interesting you asked that question, because I do notice that if I'm, unfortunately, because I'm in business for myself, right? So there's content creation, there's all this other stuff, there's some admin work, there's all this stuff that I'm doing. And I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but I can tell I don't get to sleep, first of all, on time, anywhere close to on time. Like, I joke with my friends that all of a sudden I think I've become a vampire because I don't. I don't, I might not get to bed till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I
And,
mean,
or
you
I'll get
sent me
to
an
bed, but I
email
don't
stating that
sleep.
same thing recently. So yes,
Huh?
you sent me an email saying that exact thing, that you were turning into more of a night owl. So I can attest to that. That's fair. My question for that would also be, given that you're a content creator, as so many of us are, what about your screen, your blue light exposure, and those kinds of things? Because that has an impact. Not only we think about it, oh, I shouldn't have my phone in the bedroom. It also has an impact when we first get up. Ideally, we should go and get light, and natural light is the best. If you can get outside, that's going to be the absolute best. Through a window, it decreases the effects by about 50 times. So
Wow.
you really need to get outside into that light to really wake up.
Well, and from a spiritual standpoint, from an energetic standpoint, guys, that is completely, absolutely true. There's nothing like getting the energy of the sun from the sun directly. It activates things within us, right? And it nourishes us. We need that. And if you can get outside, even on a cloudy day, to be honest with you, just outside is like it's a whole different situation, right? It's a different energy. Now it's cold as all get out here right now. But still, when I can get outside, I do try to get out there. Like that's absolutely wow. So literally, like feet hit the floor, get outside before you go. I'm so guilty of this. Before you go looking at this to see who's emailed you, who's texted you, who needs you, whose life has fallen apart or they think it's fallen apart, and all of a sudden their crisis is your emergency or their emergency is your crisis. Before you do that, before you turn on your computer, before you turn on the TV, go outside.
Go outside and move. Go outside. And I think that you bring up a really good point, because when we pick up that device, when we go to our computer, whatever it might be, you're basically saying, I am now going to react to whatever the world throws at me, as opposed to I am going to set the intention of what I'm going to do in the world, which is when you go out and you do that yourself. That's also the mindfulness practice and setting your mindset of, this is how I'm going to tackle the world. I'm not just going to react. And as soon as we start answering emails, which I do that sometimes as well. And I'll be honest, sometimes it's a guilty pleasure. Sometimes I'll wake up and I go, I know I shouldn't, but I want to. So most of the time I don't, but there are times that I'll let myself look at a couple emails.
Yeah, I understand. Queen, did you have a question? I wasn't sure she had. Shley, what about you? What did you ladies have another question for?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to get up and say something. This was. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you so much for your platform, Dr. Lisa, and thank you for all the wonderful guests that you attract. Thank you. This is awesome. Life-changing, guys. Thanks.
You're welcome. Hey, Shley, I also made you a mod, so if you could drop your YouTube channel link in the chat, that'd be great for me, okay?
If I knew how, I would, but
Okay, next time, girl, next time.
thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Oh my, I'll have to have a workshop on how to do that. So Spirit 1111 says, my problem, guilty pleasure, is I am on my iPad in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Any help or any advice on that?
Throw away your iPad. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There is unfortunately an amount of self-discipline that you're going to have to do, but that doesn't mean that you can't necessarily do the iPad in bed. I like to wind down being on my phone. It's a bad habit, but it's true. What I usually do then is I maybe go to the couch or somewhere else, but in the bedroom, that's it. The phone is going down and I'm just not using it there. So I'm not limiting it by the time. I'm not saying I'm not looking at a screen 2 hours before I go to sleep. I'm just saying in the bedroom, I'm not looking at the screen, period. That's going to take a little bit from you, but maybe you can transition to another room or another part of the room where you go, okay, I know I'm not going to stay there quite as much. Maybe you can get on the floor and kind of lean on your bed, and that's the only way you're allowed to watch the iPad. Now, all of a sudden, you're only doing it for 30 minutes because you just want to get in bed and go to sleep. So it's just finding that boundary that works for you and really being honest with yourself while you're setting it. If you've got family members or friends, you guys can kind of piggyback off of each other and saying, this is our challenge, we're going to do it together. That also helps.
Blue light, and then Queen, I'll let you ask your question. I have got like the super, like the curved whatever monitor over here for whatever K this is, and then got the 4K television in the bedroom. Everybody don't judge me, okay? I know. Does that still emit blue light? I probably should know that. Does that still emit blue light?
It does. There are a lot of the newer TVs and monitors. They sometimes have a built-in system of where you can look at it and what light gets taken out. They're on computers and most, I think, Androids and iPhones. You can download a program, I believe, called eFlux. It's a free application, and what it does is it goes by when sunset is for you, and starts taking out blue light from your monitor. The issue is it makes everything this kind of orange, yellowy tint more so it can kind of throw off maybe content creation. But if you're just generally on the computer, going through social media or anything like that, that's a really cheap and easy way to do that. The other piece is...
I'm sorry, what is the app called again?
eFlux.
eFlux. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. The other piece, of course, is you can wear blue light blockers, which are just glasses. Most likely, if they're less than probably $20, don't bother. They don't seem to be quite as good. But other than that, most of them can be pretty great. And they kind of do the same thing, but now you don't have to mess with the monitor or the phone. You just put on these glasses and they'll just block a portion of it.
Awesome.
The ideal thing is to get away from the screens, but this way you can still keep that habit, but reduce the blue light.
He saw my wheels turning, like, okay, great. Go get those blue light glasses. Queen, did you have a question?
Actually, I did. So what I was gonna say is what we do in our household is when the girls are getting ready to go to bed, they'll put on night sounds or calming music, and we particularly listen to thunderstorm or rain sounds. And we'll usually just put it on the television in the room with a dark screen, just so it doesn't trigger and we can really just kind of relax. And, by that time we've had our shower and, you know,
Yeah.
I am right there with you. That is my favorite to fall asleep. I sleep better. You asked me before about good sleep. Some of the best sleep I've
yeah,
ever gotten. Yes, movement helps, but also thunderstorm
the rain
sounds.
sounds.
Oh,
Yes.
I get knocked right out from that. It's beautiful. The one thing that I will say about that is that when you do the black screen on a TV, it's not truly like blank. Like it's still emitting light,
Right.
unfortunately. The
Yeah.
workaround that we've done in my house is we got YouTube Premium. So you can turn off your phone or device and it will still play it. And they have those 10-hour long things of just thunderstorms. And then that's it. The screen is off, but you get to still enjoy those kind of sounds. And there are some apps out there. There are free
Yeah.
apps like rain sound apps that you can find. But it's a beautiful thing. The noise is going to be a great thing, but the light still might be better.
Yeah. The noise is great. That water is great. It's very soothing to the soul. And then I specifically look for, like, if there's certain issues going on, like sacral chakra healing or whatever, right? Like I'll look for specific frequencies, but that have the black light. And I do have YouTube Premium, so I will play it that way.
Have you gotten into any like binaural beats or any of that stuff? Yeah. They can be very interesting. Sometimes I don't personally do this, but I know some people get great results with putting Bluetooth headphones, kind of it's like a headband almost, and they just sleep in them. So it's like a mask and Bluetooth headphones all in one.
Oh, that's cool.
And they do the binaural beats for whatever it is. Same thing. You can just find them on YouTube, and they sleep in that. And you can kind of energize yourself for memory, for all these different things that they trial out. That's something also to do.
Yeah,
I don't like sleeping in headphones.
I know I won't sleep in headphones. It's a wrap. But I will. But so when I put together like some of these guided meditations, I've started putting some different waves underneath, like theta waves and that. And then also we're playing with binaural beats as well, because I just love the dance that comes from within, that you can achieve almost anything, like you said, for memory or for deep sleep or for lucid dreaming or for, I don't know, clarity of thought during the day. Like there's all these sorts of things you can do. So it's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that there's ways you can supposedly play this music overnight and lose weight. I haven't had that happen. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but anyway. Oh, Spirit 1111, you start your new job. You're starting a new job on March 14th. Congratulations.
Pi Day.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Love it. Listen, if you can, like, again, find some of the hertz that are for like, I would say probably about a 937, I think. It gives you about that, was like, it kind of opens up your crown chakra area, kind of opens this all up for third eye vision. And so it enhances your intuitive nature as well. So as you're learning, you can like kind of intuitively just kind of soak it up. So that's just my little thing. What else we have? Oh, you've got one of those masks. Oh, yours is still in the box. Your mask like that is still in the box along with my standing desk. So we're going to hold each other accountable. You'll bust. It'll be easier for you to break your mask out than it will my standing desk. But we're going to hold each other accountable. I think it's 937 or 932. Anything that's going to get you third eye and crown chakra. And we have D Virgo 2222 in the house. Hello, my sister. Guys, please go to her channel as well and subscribe to her. She is over in England and she is a dear sister of mine. And she's in school and she's a content creator. She's got a lot going on. So I know that she's sitting because she'll do marathon lives. So I know she's sitting a lot. Hello, sister. Welcome. Awesome. Okay. Wow. This has been a very informative evening.
It has.
Very
I
informative.
thank you so much to both of you for bringing it to the forefront and educating us that have no clue about it, and educating us, that some of us that may have ideas about it, but it really brought it to fruition, and we're going to take things from it. We're definitely going to get the book, Sit Less. The link is going to definitely be in the description. We want to thank Dr. Lisa for always bringing great.
Go ahead, baby.
Hold on, I got to give you your flowers. Anybody up? She brings people with gifts and oh my God, just great for the community all over the board. Let's just say that. So it's all about, we can have after dark, we can have happy hour, but also we can have these great chats. I mean, with her holistic business. I mean, she's an all around girl.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate
Yes.
that. Thank you. Stefan, can you put that link in the private chat that's here? That maybe I can copy it. Are you able to do that?
Which link?
Which one are you talking about, Queen?
We're talking about the book?
The link to get his book, to sell it.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, we love you guys too. I love bringing all these. I love bringing this content because you guys, all of us are multifaceted. Thanks so much. Make sure I can copy this link address. Here's the address. I'm putting the link in the chat so it'll appear in Facebook and on YouTube. This is the link to Stefan's book on Amazon. Please, guys, run, don't walk.
Run, don't walk.
Go get that. By the way, while we're all gathered here, while we're gathered here, while we're gathered together, Guys, grab that book. Stefan, I don't know if you're speaking at this particular summit, but we are speaking at a summit tomorrow. I know this is like last minute, but they asked me to speak. Guys, I'm speaking at 12:30 Pacific, 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. I had to go backwards. So wow your audience summit. So guys, go click that link as well too, and sign up for that. We're gonna have. I'm actually planning a summit, so we're gonna have you back at that summit definitely to kind of give us a clue as to how we should be setting up our workstations and things like that, our creation stations. I think that's very important for a lot of us. Like I said, a lot of us are either content creators or we're entrepreneurs or we're working from home now, like I know I used to get up and, we'd at least have to get up and walk around a little bit. Like we never just sat for the full time, right? But when you're at home, who are you going to get up and you're not going to get up and go walk over to the other side of the floor to go talk to your friend anymore, right? So, you did bring up something I do not want to miss out on. You've mentioned now a few times that you stand up for all of your Zoom meetings.
I have sat down for only 2. One of them, I tore my calf, so I had to sit down, and I don't remember what the reason was for the other one. So, but yes, I try to be proud of that.
That is amazing. Like I need
And
to like make that a goal to at least sit like I need to start taking like 1 or 2 of my Zoom meetings like standing. Just start slow, but take 1
exactly.
or 2 of my meetings standing.
Don't forget the
And
book.
again, I said it on the episode, but I don't have a standing desk, so it's not as if I have some sort of advantage. It's my monitor's on a pile of books. That's all it is. Then when I want to sit down to do work, I take the books down, and now they're my footrest because my feet tend to dangle if I sit all the way back in the chair, which don't let them dangle, prop them up. That's one of the biggest things people don't ever do.
Oh, I know. Really?
A lot of times, well, people will do one of 2 things. They'll either let them dangle, which isn't good, or they'll scoot up in their chair, which negates the entire use of their backrest because they're not leaning back on it. And so you can have $1,000 chair and your backrest is not doing much for you if you're not using it.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Really? And you dangle your feet?
My toes touch, but I can't put my foot down flat.
I'm just
We
tripping
might
on the
need
fact
we
that
might need to
literally I
get him
dangle
some
my feet
Prince
on
heels.
purpose. Like I literally sit here like a little kid sometimes, and my feet you can't see it, but my feet are just dangling underneath.
And that's okay. So that's good because you're getting movement in. But if that's what you're doing the entire time, then because you're letting those muscles pull, a lot of those muscles attached to your low back to your spine.
Yeah.
So then you're letting it just pull at you the entire time you're sitting.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
a little dangling is perfectly great. You're taking a movement break. You're doing exactly what we're talking about.
Okay. So I could be a little kid.
There you go. I think we all should. We don't play enough.
Yeah.
I will sit
that's
here, I'm
right.
typing stuff, and I'm just
Perfect.
grown woman, like humming to herself.
It's okay. It's okay. Trust me.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. I did pin the Amazon link to Dr. Stefan's book in this chat. It will be in the descriptions. I'll add it to the show notes as well so that everyone can have it. It'll be on Instagram. Thank you so much. I can't wait to have you back. I feel like I'm going to give you like a list of things to like, here, we need help. We're content creators and we need help.
I'm actually working with somebody right now who does lives for calligraphy. So she will sit there and she'll do a live as she does calligraphy for her content stuff. So I'm going to have more and more things to bring for you guys specifically. There's a lot.
That is awesome. I love that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Would you consider this is for Dr. Stefan?
I know. Go ahead.
Would you consider if we had maybe like a contest over here for you to work with a new content creator? Would
Yeah,
you
that
consider
sounds
that
fun.
idea?
I like it.
Okay. Okay.
And
There
she
you have
gonna
it,
run that
people.
contest. I'm not co-signing. I'm not taking anything else on my plate over here. No, 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 no. That's all you, sis. We'll talk after.
Gotcha.
Came up with that
And on
idea.
that
That's on
note,
your own. No. Hey, Jen, how are you? All righty, guys. All right. Well, we are going to let the good doctor go. And Queen, and this has been a wonderful evening. Shley Hadessa, email me. She know why
I
I'm
will.
talking about her. Email me.
Oh, okay.
She know. Anyway. All right, guys. We are gonna go on and sign off. So peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Stefan. We will see you soon, I'm sure.
I can't wait.
All right, then. Thank you, Queen. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. Have a great evening.